Hello, 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 hello. Hi, everybody. We're here with the PipeBomb podcast. It's Jimmy James here, and I'm here with Nick. What's up, Nick?
Hello, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining us once again. And yeah, I'm excited to talk about everything.
Yes, and before we do anything, we would like you guys to subscribe. Please subscribe. Show us some love if you haven't done it already, and like this video.
Yeah, click that thumbs up, please.
Yes, thumbs up and comment. Hold on, I'm sorry. Jesus, I had to get that out. Oh my god. This is gonna kill me. Yeah, so comment. We like to interact with you guys. We like to talk. And the best way to get in contact with me will be through YouTube. So if you want to talk to me, comment and I'll be in there. But yeah, oh my god, a lot's been going on, Nick. A lot. But we're gonna
A lot has been going on. The wrestling world's been crazy lately.
Freaking a lot. Like, Nick just had to brief me real quick because, like, so much has been going on, and I'm just like, when the hell did all this happen? I was like, oh my god. But, you know, it's good shit, but we're gonna get to all of that. But first, we're gonna talk about Nick. And Nick, you and Mitch had a fun trip this past weekend, didn't you?
Oh, yes, we did. Yeah, WWE came to New Brunswick, where I live in Canada here. They did WWE St. John, so we decided to travel down. It's probably about like an hour drive from here in Fredericton, so it wasn't that big of a deal, but we made a little trip out of it for the weekend, so we got to stay in the hotel. Since Mitchell works at the Delta, he got a little deal there, so that was good. And yeah, so anyway, we went down for the wrestling event, and oh, it was so much fun. I've been to a couple of them, but this was Mitchell's first time ever really going, so before that, we were kind of walking around downtown. Oh, and I'm still beat myself up about this.
Why?
You're
What
walking
did you
downtown, and Mitchell was like, "Wait a second, is that Dolph Ziggler?" I was like, "What?" And I look up and I see these two guys walking, and from behind I just see his sweater and like black shorts and his little like little bun sticking out of his hat. And I was like, I don't know if that's him or not. I'm not sure. And Mitchell's like, Dolph Ziggler. And then he didn't say anything, and I was just like, I'm not too sure. So anyway, we just kept walking. Long story short, it ended up being him, and I was like, oh my god, I just beat myself up. I wanted to go chase after him.
Oh my god. Nick, if WWE is in town and somebody looks like somebody, you better make sure it's that somebody.
I know. I mean, all in my back of my head, I was just like, oh my god, it's so embarrassing if it's not him, and I'm chasing him down.
You should have. Who cares? I would have ran down that street like a crazy person.
Oh, Mitchell was giving me hell about it, too. He was like, oh God, for a big fan like you think you would do that.
You froze.
But anyway, so we went down to the show a little bit earlier because I wanted to go see if we could see any wrestlers arrive. That was the only thing I never experienced when I went to a couple shows before. So anyway, so we went down. Got a couple photos out in front of the huge production trucks. You can check that out on my Instagram. A lot of cool photos, actually. And anyways, so we went around back, and there was a crowd already there, and there was a couple vehicles already there. So we just showed up, and I asked one of the ladies if anybody showed up. And this bitch, she was like, "Oh, just the divas." I was like, "Just the divas." I was like, "Who showed up?" She's like, "Natty and Summer." And I was like, "Oh my god, no!"
Oh my god, your girl Summer.
Pardon?
I said, that's your girl, Summer.
I know. Summer was there, so I was so excited, but I was kind of bummed that we didn't get to see them. And then Mitchell was bummed, too. And so anyway, we just still waited out front. So we got to see Eden and Cody Rhodes. And, oh, my God. I kind of give Eden some slack, but this woman in, like, real life, seeing her, she is beautiful. Like,
I told you, bitch. I told you she's a beautiful girl.
Like, felt kind of bad for her. Nobody was cheering for her. When they came in, everybody was just like...
She's only an announcer, so...
Yeah.
And she's fairly new at it.
Oh, she's gorgeous, though. So anyway, I got to see Kane and seen Dolph Ziggler arrive again, and then that's when Mitchell was like, it was him. I was like, oh, no. So anyway, I snapped a good photo of him, and I just tagged him and posted on Twitter, and then he responded to me.
Oh.
I know, over the weekend it was crazy. I didn't have service when I was there, so I didn't get to see it until I got back. But anyway, I was just like, oh, decent shot of Dolph Ziggler. I was gutted that I didn't get to see him because I thought I seen him earlier today uptown. And then he just messaged saying, walking into your DMs, like, him walking. So anyway, it was pretty cool. Once we got in, though, we had really good seats, and the matches were great. We got to see Fandango and the Luchadors versus Adam Rose and Los Matadores. So Rosa and that little bull guy was out there as well. So anyway, it was a really fun match. Rosa and Adam Rose actually have really good chemistry, so I'm excited to see what they can bring to.
They kind of do. We'll talk about it. Go on.
Okay. So anyway, it was fun. I'm not going to go through all the matches. One of the highlights was a St. John's street fight with Dolph Ziggler and Sheamus. And that match was brutal. Like, they brought out a table early on. Dolph went through that table, and then the crowd was chanting for more, so they brought out another one, and they put chairs all over it, and then Dolph did the famouser through the table on Sheamus for the win. So it was a pretty good match. Anyway, in the Divas match, though, it was Cameron and Summer Rae versus Emma and Natalya. And earlier on in the show, they announced the fans can decide on Twitter what they want for their Divas match tonight, if they wanted a singles match or a tag team match. So I was like, oh, get on it! So I was right on it, talking about all the Divas. I wanted to see as many Divas as possible. So thankfully, they won by a landslide. It was like 92%. So anyway, it was a really good match. The girls had really good chemistry. Cameron was so impressive in this match, like I have to say. Mm-hmm. Like her and Summer have really good chemistry as well as a tag team. So I did film the match, and it will actually be part of the first ever TPP vlog that we'll be posting up here shortly. So
yes, which I'm excited for. We're gonna have new content on you guys every time a member from the TPP crew goes to an event. We're gonna document it and put together a little backstage documentary of our trip to go see WWE live. So the first one will be Nick and Mitch. So you guys can thank Nick for that.
Yeah, I just thought it would be a really cool idea, a different kind of idea, too. You don't see too many podcasters here on YouTube doing those types of things, so I just thought it would be really fun. And especially for Mitchell's first experience, too, I wanted to see, like, the initial reaction, kind of popping his wrestling cherry. So anyway, the main event was Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns, so I got to see my boo again. And, it was just amazing. And yeah, the only downside that I had was the crowd. The crowd was really unresponsive, and there was these two fucking bratty kids in front of us that kept looking back constantly when we were cheering and taking photos and like raising our signs and everything. So I was just like, oh, whatever. I paid my ticket. I can scream as loud as I want.
Yes.
So anyway, after the match, I ran out. I was like, hey, I want to see the Divas. So we bolted out, we got to the back, and we got to see Natty and Rosa walk out together. Nice. And can I just say, both of those women, too, are gorgeous, stunning in person. Especially Natty. Like, Natty, no offense, but on TV she looks a little bit bulkier. But just in person, just her body is on point. Her hair was on point. It was just really cool to see them. And they were parked right out front where we were by the fence. And anyway, I just chanted, I was like, great job, Natty. Great job, Rosa. And then Mitchell was like, yeah, you girls are just as strong as the men. and she was like, oh, did you guys like the show? And we're like, yeah. And I raised my hashtag Give Divas a Chance sign. And I was shaking that around. And she's like, well, we can't stay because we need to go to the airport. And I was like, oh, no problem. And then they just left. So it was cool. I got to talk to Natty for a brief moment.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then we got to see Summer and Emma walk out as well. They were traveling together. Mitchell was like, Summer, we need you in the Maritimes. It's freezing here. She was kind of standoffish, though. They didn't really say anything. They did look over, but that was about it. So, but I was happy with that, regardless, just seeing the Divas for the first time. So yeah, it was a really cool experience.
That's awesome. It sounds like you guys had a lot of fun.
Oh, it was so much fun.
Makes me so jelly that I'm so mad at myself that I didn't go to the event that was just here in my area, but
I know. And your boo Charlotte was wrestling.
My boo and my other boo. Over it.
Wait, Brad Maddox was there as well?
Brad Maddox had a dark match.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm so pissed. But I've been reading that he's been having a lot of dark matches lately. He just had one this past SmackDown taping. So.
Oh, I thought Charlotte and Natty had the dark match for the SmackDown team.
Brad Maddox did too. Him and
oh wow, okay.
Slater were tag teamed up. Hey Josh, Josh is here, guys. Josh?
Josh?
I promise you, he's there. His face is there.
I see his face.
Josh, you're probably on mute. All right. Well,
he'll show up eventually.
He'll show up eventually. Let's get into it. Let's talk about what's the big news. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this show. Tough Enough 6 had a huge announcement today. Josh, we can't hear you. Josh is trying to communicate. We're having some technical differences.
Oh, and I think he's trying to go back in now.
I know. Oh, he logged out. Oh my god. But yeah, Tough Enough announced this week their judges. Oh my god, I don't understand this, but Nick, Tough Enough starts June 23rd. Our judges were announced. The host is Chris Jericho. He'll be taking over. Josh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hey.
You hear me?
We hear you.
Hey, boo.
Hey, what's up?
What is up?
Nothing much. I'm just a little sleepy though, but I'm good though.
Oh damn! What time is it there?
It is 11:51 at night.
Oh, be strong, Josh. You can do it.
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Did you fall asleep on us?
A little bit.
Okay, Josh. Well, we're talking about Tough Enough. Did you hear about the Tough Enough news?
I know the show's coming back, but I don't know much about it in detail. What's going on?
Well, we're gonna fill you in.
Right.
There's a little off topic. The other day I was watching Love and Hip Hop, and Jocelyn said, "Cause is she tired?" I started dying, laughing, and it made me think of you.
Yes.
I can't. But anyways, going back to Tough Enough. Tough Enough 6 was announced today that Chris Jericho will be the new main host / trainer. And I think he's the host. He's not.
He's the host. He's replacing Steve Austin on Tough Enough and on the network.
I was just about to say that.
Damn.
Stone Cold and Vince are in a bit of a tiff, and Jericho is just collecting the coins. It's looking good for Y2J. But the coaches are going to be Booker T, who's returning back this season, Billy Gunn, from Degeneration X, New Age Outlaw, and our Diva trainer is the recent Hall of Famer Lita. Lita's going to be a trainer this season. I think this is pretty cool. I'm excited for that. And
I love this cast that they have together.
Yeah, and then Nick, you could jump into this. You have some other news about it, like they have judges or something like that.
Yeah, apparently they're going to have an expert panel of judges as well. So, and that is going to consist of Hulk Hogan, Daniel Bryan, and Paige. So we're going to get not one but 2 divas on this season as well. So that's amazing.
I know. And this kind of, what Nick was saying earlier, it kind of like makes sense why Paige has been going this long now. You know what I mean?
Because initially I didn't think she would be out too long for her filming for her movie, but this makes more sense now.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited. It starts soon, June the 23rd. It's about to kick off, so be on the lookout for it, you guys.
Yeah, and so apparently they're going to get a 1-year contract with WWE. So that's not. I mean, that doesn't make sure that they're actually going to get a job with WWE. You know, so that's a little iffy about it. But it's going to be 1 man and 1 woman. So I mean, we're going to get a new diva out of this potentially.
I like that it's a 1-year deal. I like that because why are they going to invest in somebody that can be totally garbage and then they got to pay out? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's a contract. So that's very smart. It's very smart. I like that one.
Look at the last Tough Enough winner last season. What was his name? He didn't even debut.
Yeah, who was he?
Exactly. Cameron's the only one that lasted.
I know, right? Old girl Cameron.
My girl Cameron. I've been loving the love that Cameron's been receiving from fans. Like, everybody's starting to appreciate her. Just a little bit. Because the girl, at the end of the day, this girl's working her ass off. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Every time I see her, she gets better and better and better. Like, I'm not a hater. She's not my favorite. But I'm not gonna sit and hate on the girl when she's doing a good job.
She is doing a good job.
Yeah.
No, I haven't been throwing shade her way in a while, so.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I've been, especially in our little chat rooms, I've been noticing more praise for Cameron.
Yeah. Oh, we to drag that girl to the river.
Oh my God. Before it was a gloomy room for all the Cameron fans. Cause, oh my God. The shade was real. But she's the last tough enough contestant standing. Well, there's The Miz, but I don't really count his because I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it either, I don't think.
Yeah, so I never...
Apparently Ryback was on Tough Enough at one point, too. Like, what?
I am so over this Ryback push, it's not even funny.
Me too. Don't even get me started on it.
And I'm sorry. He is so freaking terrible on that mic. He thinks that raising his voice and going deep is gonna... Like, now I see why CM Punk called you stupid. He's so dense. Like, every time he gets that mic, I tore my knee when I was it. I thought I was... It's like, didn't you tell me this before? Like, what the fuck? Like, he's garbage. He reminds me of that old grandpa that's telling you the same story over and over again.
He's so one-dimensional.
Yes, and I'm over it. You have no charisma. You're just size. That's it. Like, you're garbage. Like, I'm so over Ryback. He sucks. And every time he's on TV, my fast forward button comes in handy. Because I'd be over it with him. Feed me. Just fast forward right through.
And it's sad, too, because Bray Wyatt's working with him. And
that's why I'm mad.
One of the most fascinating characters that they have right now on WWE.
I feel like...
It's like he's really dragging it down, and his promos are terrible. Like, he doesn't even make eye contact. He just looks off, and he's just so, like you said, dense, and he's just a mess. Like, I've never been a fan of him.
Ugh. Josh, what are your thoughts?
Well, I haven't seen Ryback lately, so I don't know what you're talking about. But he's that bad recently. That's kind of depressing.
He's always been terrible. I just never paid attention to him. But Bray Wyatt is drawing some attention to him because they're trying to get this guy over. But good luck. And Bray Wyatt is just so good. I feel like working.
Right,
you just got off of working with Undertaker to Ryback. Like, really? Like, he should be working with somebody else. Like, come on, let's bring Neville. Have him work with Neville. Have him work with someone. Let's bring somebody up that's interesting.
I said that the perfect person to work with would have been Finn Balor.
And then again, I thought about it.
That's a great story to tell.
It is. But they can always do that. So I feel like it doesn't have to be the way Finn can debut. Like, Finn can come in a different way, and now he's killing it on NXT. NXT needs him. That
is true.
He's one of their top guys. So I was just trying to think of other people on the roster that can go. Like, really? Ryback. I'm over it. Like,
he should have went after Dolph Ziggler.
You know who I think he should have went after? And this is going to be kind of crazy. I think he should have went after Damien Sandow. I really think it would have, because like he could have been like, oh, you think that they love you and all of this bullshit. Now you're somebody and all this bullshit. Like that's a way to work with somebody like Damien Sandow at this point. But no, they're bringing him back to dressing up. He's gonna be Macho Damon this week on SmackDown. It's oh my god, can this guy win? I'm over it. Like it could have. I feel like it. And then even at the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, when we all thought that Damien was going to win that shit, like, it would have been a good person for Bray to go and try to put over. But no, they want to shove Ryback's dimensional ass down our throats, and I'm over it with him. He sucks. Like, he's just going to bring I can't even speak. He's going to bring down Wyatt stocks. I'm telling you. It's garbage.
He will. And what I really wanted Wyatt to focus on, and it seems like Luke Harper and Eric Rowan this past Thursday night on SmackDown, that they're aligning themselves again. So I really wanted to see him reinvent the Wyatt family and even bring in his brother Bo and like give Bo a whole new gimmick, bring him in as a Wyatt member, and then start off and then target one of the top stars like Dolph or Daniel again, or just someone, not fucking Ryback. Like,
I know. They really
just a mess.
They really need to do something with Bray. Like, I could really see them, if they bring in Bo, like, get to that, like, mainstream, main event level, like, with this crazy heel stable against somebody like a Daniel Bryan or Dolph Ziggler. Like, it would get them all over. It's like, come on. No, they just do stupid shit, man.
Yeah. So, sorry to interrupt, but I have a question for you guys. Have you guys talked about the ESPN show yet?
No, we're about to get into that.
Yeah,
you know what? You just brought it up. Let's get into it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, yeah.
E360, I think it's called, is a show on ESPN, which WWE had no parts in editing. They had no editing. I read that today, and I was like, oh, okay. So, the wrestlers that were focused on this show was pretty interesting how they picked them. It was, what's his name? Xavier Woods, Adam Rose, and Corey Graves. And they were just starting out in NXT. This documentary was filmed over 2 years ago, I think it was. And it finally aired. It showed the background story of Adam Rose. Oh my God, the story on Adam fucking Rose. I never knew none of this shit. That poor man.
Yes.
I felt so bad for him.
Yeah.
Like my heart really went out for him with his son and him just getting lost, you know. But I was looking at him, because they came to a part when he was going out as what was his old character?
Leo Kruger.
Yeah, Leo Kruger. And I used to see, I never connected with him as that character. I know some people liked it. I didn't get it. So I could see why WWE wanted to change it. But now they found that he couldn't get over for nothing. And he's been wrestling all these years now. I just thought his story was great. I loved it. And then they had Xavier Woods, who's really funny and upbeat, and how they really wanted to push him because he's smart. And they wanted to get him on the main roster quickly. His story was good. And then Corey Graves, they talked about how his concussions put him out of action. And how he thought he was going to lose his job. He had a great story, too.
Mm-hmm.
He just had a baby with his girl. I was just like, oh, why? I was like, the network better get their life together. This show just showed them how to do a fucking documentary with these motherfucking wrestlers, how to tell a story. Because I was so informed in an hour. I was like, oh my God. What did you think about it, Josh?
I loved it. Well, going back to Adam Rose, and, you know, for me, when he was Leo Kruger, to me, he was just another, when he was Leo Kruger, and I was watching NXT, to me, that was just another random name in the pot of gods at NXT. Like, it wasn't anything that was special that stood out. And so, for me, watching that documentary, I finally, realized how, like, when he was Leo Kruger, he didn't stand out at all. And I think that, Triple H mentioned this, like, he's a good guy, but it's kind of hard for him to play the heel role. I think they mentioned that. But anyway, when he became Adam Rose and he did it for his son, like, that really meant a lot. Like, I really connected with that because it's like he's fighting for his son, he's fighting for his family, and, and I'm glad it worked out for him because look at him now. He's on the main roster now. And then, you go to Xavier Woods, and man, one reason why I really like Xavier Woods is because in the WWE, they love stereotypes, especially of black people, but he doesn't live up to that stereotype at all. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
He's funny. He's about the 90s. He's in the Power Rangers and in the Ninja Turtles. He has a PhD. So I love that about Xavier Woods. And then when it came to Corey Graves, like, that was a really heartbreaking story to hear on the fact that, he had concussions and all, and he was really in fear of his job, of not going to that next level. Because it was like that, because it's kind of like that in the military. Because right now, you have to get to the next level. You have to get promoted. You have to go to different schools, military schools and all, to make it, not get, discharged or whatever. And even though he had those concussions, he still made it. Now he's an announcer. He's kicking ass on NXT, and you see him on the pay-per-views as well, announcing on the kickoff show. So God bless all three of those guys. And it was a really good documentary. I loved it. I loved everything about it.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, I definitely agree with everything you guys said. The whole perspective of backstage as well was what really draw me into this documentary. Just seeing Triple H backstage in the conference room talking to all the head trainers about like Adam Rose disconnect with his character and how he's such a good guy. Maybe we should just swap him and turn him face, see how that goes. And I don't know if you guys seen it, but they also had a little special for Tyler Breeze. It was like another little thing on him, and I really liked his story as well. And
where did they have the Tyler Breeze thing?
It wasn't part of the actual show. It was like a special thing afterwards. I found it on YouTube. It's probably about 10 minutes.
Oh wow!
Check that out.
Gotta check that out. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely need to check it out because it really just shows his story, and he's such a sweetheart. Like I never realized how sweet this man actually is. So he's my NXT bae. I always say that, and that it was just really cool to see how he evolved his character. He came up with his whole idea, and Triple H really influenced and helped him evolve it as well. So it was just really cool to see all of these guys transitions, especially 2 years ago, and now looking at them now, and still all of them are still there. And Corey Graves, I've thrown shade at him a couple times, just some of his comments.
Well-deserved shade.
Yeah, well-deserved shade, yes. But, however, I feel like his story was really emotional as well, just seeing, like he said, this is all he's ever wanted to do. This has been his dream since he was a kid, and all of these concussions just continuously happening, and I mean his life was on the line towards the end, so it was really nice to see Triple H and especially have that videotape. Like I felt like I was a fly on the wall watching that. Yes. Is him giving him his 2-year contract as an announcer, and him talking to his wife on the phone and being like, well, we have to move down to Orlando, and she's like, well, yeah, I'm so excited. Like it was just really cool to hear that he has some positivity in his life, and she's right behind him as well. So it's just cool to see all of these different perspectives on it.
Yeah, I like to go back to Adam Rose, that part when he was, when he was out with that character, Legal Kruger, and nothing was working for him. The crowd never reacted to him, and then he came out with the and the crowd loved it, and they were like chanting, "This is awesome!" Like that was such a raw, real moment that we got to catch of his career when the whole Adam Rose thing kicked off. And like everybody congratulating him backstage that now they actually remember his name. It was a pretty cool moment for him, especially seeing that story of like the travels that he had to take to get to this point. I was just like, damn.
Well, especially him being younger too, and living on his own and just abandoned buildings
in the cars,
and just trying to wrestle on the indies, and just
oh my god,
it's really powerful.
And the other thing is like with Corey Graves. I got teary-eyed with his thing with when his son drew a picture that my daddy's the greatest in the world because he's a wrestler or something like that, and his wife didn't want to show him it because he thought he was going to lose his job because he couldn't wrestle anymore. I thought that was so heartbreaking. I was like, oh my god. And then when Triple H came and told him that, like just like you, Nick, I felt like a fly on the wall. You hit the nail on the head how I felt, because it was such a raw moment. And when Triple H extended his contract, and then to think of him now, like now he has that new show, Culture Shock, on the network. That's pretty damn good.
I still haven't seen it.
Oh my god, that show was so good. I liked it. He's such a good host for that show. And I was just like, you know what? I really think this announcing thing's going to work out for him, especially with the network. Because, like, that show was so cool. He went to the Star Wars convention, and he was just talking to people in the convention and just showing you, like, all the cool stuff, because there's a new Star Wars movie that's coming out December the 18th or something.
Oh, I cannot wait for that.
Yeah, and Corey Graves did such a good job. He was funny. He was witty. So I was like, yes, look at him. And then another thing when he said, like, I could probably wrestle for 10 years, but I could announce for, like, 20, 30 years. He's like, I'm good. And I was like, I'm glad that he's like, oh, hold on. I think my uncle's here. He is.
Yeah, I heard him.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm happy for him. I am. I think he's here to fix the dryers. Something. Whatever.
Oh.
Anyways.
Well, you guys definitely need to go back and watch the Tyler Breeze little special as well.
Yeah, you definitely. Yeah. I definitely.
I will too.
You know what else? Renee, Renee has a show on the network.
I seen her show, Renee Unfiltered. I love that.
That show was good.
Is this on the network?
Yeah, the network. She actually interviewed Sofia Vergara and Reese Witherspoon for their new movie coming out.
You see, I can't wait to get back to the States. Oh, I can't wait to get back to the States, man. Get to the network. Because I'm in the process of moving right now. Mm-hmm. So I'll be back in the States in June, but I'll be like settled in July. But yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, well, her show, on Renee's show, I seen the first episode, and she went out for breakfast with Seth Rollins. It was so freaking cute. It was the cutest
I still haven't seen her first episode yet.
Oh my god, you gotta go watch it. You're gonna love it, Nikki. It's the cutest show ever. So, I gotta give it up to the network with this new stuff that they get. Like, I'm getting excited. All these shows are good. Culture Shock is good. I really, really like that. I can't wait for the next one. Renee's show is cute as hell. So I'm just like, I watched Mick Foley's show. I wasn't too into it. Cheap Pops. I was just like, I started watching it, and then my network froze up, and then I was just like, girl, fuck it. And I kept it moving. I was like, whatever. But, let's go on. What else do we have to talk about? You know who I want to talk about? This is a Russia, guys. I don't have any notes. I want to talk about Miss motherfucking Lana.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, my God. My girl, Lana, has been slaying it and having Vince head over fucking heels. Because he wants to do big things with this girl. Rumors are that Lana is going to be turning babyface real soon, if she's not already. But I think, and I read some dirt, and the people that I usually I read from eWrestlingNews.com, and they're usually on point. So I read that Vince wants Lana to come out as she's really American, and she's been playing this whole Russian role this whole time, and she's an actress and all this bullshit. And I'm like, yes, that's how I want her to come out.
That's exactly what you said.
Yeah, and I was like, that's exactly how I want her to come out as. I was like, because she cannot get, this Russian accent. It's cute. I love it with her as a heel, but you know what? If she's gonna grow, that she's gonna have to drop that accent. Like, I know that some people might not be fans of it, but I think she's gonna have to drop it because she really is American. And they were also thinking about changing her name, saying that the name Lana is, fake and whatever, and have her go by CJ, her real name. And the idea is because of Pamela Anderson, but I was just like, girl, bye. Like, should be so much of Pamela Anderson's from the 90s. Like,
yeah, who remembers that shit?
For real. So I was just like, I can stick with Lana. Like, there are American Lanas. Like, one of my favorite singers, her name is Lana Del Rey. So I'm like, let's stick with Lana. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about this whole Lana thing? Do you think she should change her name? How do you think she should come out the closet?
What do you think, Josh? You go first.
Yeah, go ahead, Josh.
I don't know. Like, this is going to be like, I think, one of the most interesting stories, not just for the Divas, but for 2015 period. Because you have Lana. She played a big impact,
on a superstar.
Like last year, ever since she came. So it's just like, okay, how can she, quote unquote, come out? I don't know. It's going to be interesting because it's like, the girl can act. The girl can fucking act. And out of all the women right now in the company, she has the most star power. She's a total package. And I know she hasn't, had a match or whatever, but like, she's a total package in my opinion. If you compare her to any other girl right now, minus the wrestling, she's the fucking total package. So with that being said, she's going to have to come out, and it's, she's going to have to get like a different wardrobe or something, or I don't know. Because if we're dropping the whole Lana thing, she's going to have to probably dress differently.
Oh, that's going to be no problem for Lana. She is going to kill
she's
it.
a chameleon, in my opinion. I've seen her. We've all seen her on the red carpet, slaying for days.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's not going to be that difficult. It's going to be really interesting now because they got to figure out a way how to break her away from Rusev, which they're doing. But after that, okay, who is she going to face next against? Because
what's
she's
her
going to be
role
a face,
going to be?
How who is she going to face? Like, is she going to have another feud with another guy, or is she going to have a feud with a diva? You know, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. There's so many possibilities with her because she's so talented. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I'm
looking forward to it. I'm kind of speechless in a way. I really don't have that much to say because I'm
I have a question.
Speechless.
I have a question for you guys, and then I want to hear Nick's take on Lana. Do you guys think that the push is they're going to fit her in that Vicky Guerrero role? Because you know how Vicky came and made a role for herself in the business. Do you think, like, is that what they're going to do with Lana? Because she kind of has done the same thing. Like, she's very vocal on the mic, and the fans love her. And remember, Vicky used to get so much freaking heat. It was crazy. That's why they couldn't ignore it. That's why they kept her out there, because she was popular. She was good at what she's doing. And Lana's the same way. She's good at what exactly she's doing, and the fans notice that. So I don't know if she's going to transition into and stop feuding with people, because Vicky had feuds, and she was in wrestling. You know what I mean?
So are you wondering, like, do we wonder if she's actually going to be a wrestler? Like, transition into a wrestler?
Yeah, I feel like they're not going to put her in the ring right away. I don't think so. And she doesn't need to. It's just how Josh was putting Lana over for days. And I was loving it. Josh was saying it. Like, she's like a big star, and he can't wait to see who she's going to feud with next. Who's next for her to feud with. Because necessarily, I don't think she has to be in the ring to have a feud.
I agree, because, you know, if you want action, she can have like a little cat fight. Yeah. Those are always interesting. I remember back in the day when we had like Deborah and Iris to cat fight, you know, once in a while, or, you know,
Deborah and Stephanie.
Yeah, or Terry, you know, those little cat fights here and there. Plus, you know, she's good on the mic, so you can just throw shaded bitches and stuff like that and read motherfuckers, you know. I could totally see Lana like reading Nikki Bella, and Nikki Bella just left her looking stupid. That'd be so funny. I can see that shit.
You see how she comes for them bitches on Twitter? She came for Carmella like nothing.
Did you see her coming for Eva Marie?
Yes.
She's like, hashtag all lazy everything.
No, she did not. I can't. Oh my god.
I love it. But Nick, what are your thoughts on Lana?
Yeah, I'm gonna put Lana over right now because I'm just so happy. She's my favorite diva currently in WWE, NXT, whatever. Lana is my boo. I'm just so happy to see her finally getting these opportunities, and she's really this generation's Sable, in my opinion. Just how the fans are reacting to her, and really making her turn face by themselves because they just can't look away from her. She's just so. I don't know. She's just amazing in every kind of way when she's out there. As a manager, she's very polarizing as a character as well. But I do agree. I feel like she will drop the Russian accent. And what my idea was, I agree with you guys. I don't think she should be rushed into wrestling and specifically into a feud with a diva. What my fantasy would be is once Rusev probably loses to Cena at Payback, Lana leaves him, says that this was all an act, gets all of this heat off of her, put it on Rusev, and then Bray Wyatt go after her. I feel like that would be so cool. Him finally target a diva, and it would be perfect because he could call her out on kind of trying to manipulate everybody and just all of these things. I just feel like, and with her acting ability, she would probably be the only diva to really pull off being scared and to be attacked and to be chased down and whatnot. So I feel like that would be the best direction to go. And then after that, I would have her feud with Stephanie in some way.
Nicholas, you hit the nail on the head. Now that's some writing. How about Bray exposes her of being an American, and then have Rusev cut her off? You know, then she'll be vulnerable, and then he can attack. Like, that would be a good way for him to come in.
Yeah, he can come in and say, like, I know your secrets.
Yeah, I know your secrets.
Like that.
It's like, you're not fooling me.
You know, like, he could have those vignettes, like how he's been doing before he attacks someone. And Lana would be a good one, like, oh, you're a liar. You're not who you say you are. Blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
You know? That would be a good way. And that would be a way to get Lana over to the moon.
And it would also get Bray Wyatt even more over as well.
Because he's going after a female. It's going to give him so much shit.
Yes.
Oh.
And the thing is, he would never...
We need to write these motherfuckers.
He would never have to be physical with her. But I would absolutely love for her to be in the ring, kind of cutting a promo afterwards, realizing that she's the target and kind of trying to explain herself. The lights go out, him come back, him holding her in the kind of Sister Abigail position and ready to hit her with it, and then some superstar come out and save her. I think that would just be amazing.
Yeah, it could be anybody. It could be Ziggler. I don't care.
Yes, give Ziggler that push.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Give it to Ziggler. Ziggler could come out and fight for her, and then she could be with Ziggler for a bit before she breaks off. That'd be a good way. It'd be a good way.
We have to tag WWE with this and just let them listen to the storyline, because really, it writes itself, honestly.
It really does. Like, come on. You see this character? You see that character? Perfect. Like, come on. It's like, you just gotta mix and match. It's so
exactly.
annoying.
And the thing about it is, like, you're using the best right now as far as the best storyteller. What's this guy's name? Daniel Bryan, Wade Barrett, Bray Wyatt, and Lana. As far as like cutting promos and telling stories,
they're the best of the
best of the best. So that should work like magic.
That would be crazy.
That's the best way. I really do.
I like that. I wanted to have a Lana brainstorm to be like, how can we get her to another storyline? And bam, bitch, there you go.
Bam, there you go, boo.
There you go. We just slammed it on the table and walked away and didn't even look back. But yeah, what else is going on? I just drew a blank.
NXT a little bit.
Let's go. What's going on? You know what? I will talk about NXT motherfucking T, because last night's episode of NXT was the motherfucking shit for fucking divas. Can I tell you, everybody had a position. Everybody played a part last night. If they had a part, even fucking what's her name? The new girl.
Dana Brooke.
Dana Brooke. I love that she called out fucking Charlotte on her little promo thing. She's like, ew, they pick her over me. Like, ew, gross. That's whack. She called Charlotte whack. And I was like, I love that. I love this. She's like, that's whack. And I was like, for real. I love that she called out Charlotte. I love that Charlotte had a match with Emma, who's like a tweener right now. She didn't know which way she's going. If she's coming or she's staying. I can't with Emma right now. And I'm loving that. She had a great match. Emma sold the shit out of that fucking natural selection.
Oh my god, that match was amazing. And Charlotte sold the shit out of that curb stomp that Emma did. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was a great freaking match. And then Bayley came out at the end. I thought Bayley was really going to be corny and forgive Emma. Gave Emma a hug after Emma lost the match. And then she just belly to Bayley, bam! Because it was so funny how Emma tried to get her off of her, and then Bayley just squeezed tighter, and then she just slammed her. Perfect. And then we get a great little promo for Becky freaking Lynch. That was awesome. They showed all her indie shit, everything, putting Becky over for days. And then we get fucking Carmella's in the backstage screaming on the top of her lungs. Finally, a diva can be scared when a superstar gets attacked and react the way you're supposed to react. She was like, oh my god, are you serious? Oh my god, stop. Oh my god. Like, she did a good job. I loved it. Then you have Dana Brooke call out my girl. That was awesome. And then you have the boss, Sasha Banks, staring at a picture. She was too damn funny. She was staring at a picture of Moolah. Moolah, the greatest female wrestler ever. Until I came around. Then she turned around to the cut a perfect promo on how Becky Lynch ain't shit. And then we get a signing for the divas. I'm like, really? Like, what is going on? Sasha Banks comes out with a fucking stamp. She's stamped, and then the crowd, like a boss.
Like a boss, yes.
And the look on her, she couldn't help but, like, smile. Like, she's like, yes, it went over what I wanted. And I was just like, of course it did. You're a smart bitch. And I just loved it. And then how she attacked Becky Lynch. It was just so creative. Like, to bring out your own stamp, you know, like...
I have a little backstory on that stamp for you, if you want to hear.
Yes, tell me.
Apparently, one of these fans was throwing shade on social media afterwards. He went to go get an autograph by Sasha, and she stamped it. And he asked,
I'm sorry.
For an autograph and for her not to use her stamp or anything, and he wanted an actual pen, and she gave him shade and stamped it, and then took the photo with him holding the stamp up, like pointing at it, like smiling with it, and then she brought it out. I just thought it was hilarious.
I love that she's signing autographs with the stamp.
She is living up to that character.
She is over. Like, she is not, like, if they cut her loose on the main roster, like how she has done at NXT, this girl's gonna be as big as a superstar. She's freaking good. She's great. She's the best character that they've generated out of NXT. Her and Bray Wyatt. I'm sorry. Like, those are my two favorite characters that's come out of NXT. And Rusev. I just can't. NXT is the motherfucking shit. And Sasha Banks is just slaying. And she's the fucking champ. Like, it's so appropriate. Going out, being a heel, stamping people. I'm over it. Sasha is the best for that. It's such a heel. I love it. I can't get over it. At first, when she came out with it, I was like, what the fuck is that in her hands? I thought she was going to pull out, like, I don't know, like a mini belt and give it to, like, Becky Lynch and be like, here, this is the belt you're going to get. I thought it was going to be something like that. And then when William Regal went to go give her the pen and she looked at the pen like, ew.
Yeah, she's
like, ugh. And then she got the thing and then she went, boop. I said, what? Yo, that shit was over. And then when they were like a boss, I was like, you better praise that bitch, because that was all the contract signings, you know, it's like, you know, when Vince says, go out there, show me something different. With all these segments that you keep seeing over and over. How many contract signings have we seen? This one will always stand out to me because of what she did. And I was just, I loved it. I
love how she was standing on her extensions too and just like raising her title up in the air on top of it. Hilarious.
So bad. She's so bad. She's a bad bitch. That's why she goes by the boss. She's the boss bitch. Oh my god. I would love... You know what? We'll never see that AJ and Stephanie feud, but I would love a Sasha and Stephanie feud.
Oh my god, yeah.
I would love that. Oh my... Brie Bella? What? Bye.
Brie who?
Oh my god. Can you imagine that? I would love it.
After seeing all of this, and especially both, like, Sasha's promo out in front of Moolah, and then the video package on Becky, and then this contract signing, it really hyped me up for their championship match at NXT Unstoppable, May 20th. Like, that is going to be amazing. I feel like that's going to be match of the night, in my opinion.
Well, let me say this, that I didn't see all of NXT, but I did see the contract signing, and I agree, James, that shit was funny as fuck. And I like how you said, like, you know, she had a stamp and she went boop. That shit was funny as hell.
It was hilarious.
I love the fact that, you know, she's just embracing this character and taking it to the next level, and little things like that, just makes it special because we remember that, you know. And I honestly thought, like, you know, when Becky's head was on the table, I thought she was on a curb stomp her ass or something. That's what I thought was going to happen or something. Because it kind of looked like it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, though. Sasha's the shit. She really is. I like Sasha, and then just a little bit off topic. Also, I like, you know, Jocelyn Hernandez. I just like that arrogance, that character, that confidence. Like, you're not going to tell me that I'm not going to be a star. I'm going to be somebody, and you're going to watch me do it. And haters are going to hate. I love that shit. So, shout out to our girl, Sasha Banks. So, yeah.
Oh, she just had a moment last night, and it was just so funny to me. Like, the wrestling is all about freaking moments, and that's something I'll never forget. Like, every time a contract signing comes on, I'll think of when fucking Sasha Banks pulled out that motherfucking stick.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. It's like we are involved with these people. We are connected with these people. That's why NXT is so special to all of us, because we are connected to all these guys and divas, because we know they work their ass off, not just physically, but on their characters too. Like, they work their ass off to put on this great show. It's not like on Raw and SmackDown where it's just all about Triple H, the Authority, one guy, and that's it. Like, NXT is a great group effort of great people coming together and just entertaining and slaying. Like, everybody on NXT I fucking adore. I said this before on the podcast. Everyone on NXT I fucking love. I can't think of one person that I don't have love for. You know what I'm saying? Especially for the Diva. So
the love that the wrestlers and divas down there have for each other, like they're like a family. Like I saw the sweetest gift in the world. Yeah, the camaraderie is on point. I saw the sweetest gift in the world on Tumblr. It was Kenta, Hideo Itami. He just was walking out of that Andre the Giant Battle Royal at WrestleMania, and Sasha and Becky Lynch were outside, like, by the stands, and they were, like, coming over to congratulate him. And they were, like, they were so happy for him. And
that's kind of is how, I hate to, well, I'm going to, like, go back to the military, but, like, that's kind of, is in the military where it's, like, you have different companies and platoons. Like, a company may have, like, 30 people or 60 or whatever, but you relate and you have that strong camaraderie with the people in your company. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I understand definitely what you're talking about.
I just love that they all support each other. And, like, that's why shit like this comes up. If I ever meet Sasha, I want to know, how did you come up with this idea? How did you think to come out and stamp something? And you're with the boss character? Like,
yeah, I want to meet her, too. I'm going to WrestleMania next year, dude. Seriously, I am.
I think I'm going to go, too.
And I'm going to WrestleMania. Seriously.
I wish I could go. I'm a broke bitch, though.
Now that she pulled out this stamp thing, and I loved it. I think it's, like, a good thing that she did that for her character. It's another way that they could always keep her in the title picture for a good while. Even when she goes up to the main roster and be like, well, we can show you that this show Vince Sasha stuff and be like, this is what she can do. Put a nice little promo package for her. And then when he sees that she stamped her name for a fucking match with her boss, they could always keep her in that role. And every time before her match, it could become a tradition. Like, Sasha will sign a contract. You got to bring a contract if you want to have a match with her. So she could
that's perfect.
Stamp it. Like,
what I really liked about this as well? This was the first time ever the Divas got a contract signing down in NXT.
Yeah.
So they needed to make it memorable. And honestly, these were the two divas I feel like they're the most deserving to get this opportunity, and I really liked how both of them, especially Becky too, I love all the praise for Sasha and she's definitely deserving it, but I feel like Becky is really coming into her own as well. Finding her own character, and it was really interesting just to hear her background as well, how she used to be a flight attendant and she started wrestling at the age of 15 and traveled all around the world and whatnot, and so it's just really interesting to hear all of that. And I would love at some point if they could do a special like they did the 60 special with the NXT.
Yes, dude. I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, I would love to see that.
That would be awesome.
On Bailey, on Charlotte, all of these girls.
And the thing about it is, that type of special, it won't be, superficial like Total Divas. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It won't be all about, the high heels and the lattes and, oh, my God, John Cena's my boyfriend. We want to have babies. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a real documentary.
It would be about their stories and how they got there and their sacrifices that they have to take in order to live their life as a diva. I feel like the divas don't get nearly enough credit as they deserve, especially because they're sacrificing just as much, if not more, than the men sometimes,
Yeah.
So, props on you, girl.
All right. Ooh, NXT was just so fucking good this week. I can't get over it. Now, I want to talk about Rosa fucking Mendez. Rosa is with Adam Rose now, and I'm not mad at it. She's so trashy that she belongs to be, that's her calling character. Be just a drunk bitch at a party. I'm sorry.
James.
Ooh. No, you know
James,
how
you're so shady.
No, listen, I'm going to justify what I was just saying because...
James, you can cut to the bone. Good Lord.
Listen, Linda, listen. All right, they say, wrestling, the greatest characters are an extension of themselves. So, I'm sorry, Rosa is a party girl. And, she's sober or whatever, but that's still in her. She's a party girl. So this role is good for her. You know what I mean? Because, she's very limited. I'm sorry. And
but she's very charismatic.
Yes, and she's a party girl. And, like, I loved her with Adam Rose, how she was, like, kissing him and stuff like that. Now she could come out in fun, tacky outfits and just jump around, look stupid. It's good for her. Because, like, that's what a rosebud is. Just a druggy, hippie at a party. And Rosa, hey, that's your girl. Get her in there. So good on you, Rosa. They finally found
I feel
something.
like she fits the role really well. They
She does.
complement each other. From what I've seen of them at the live event, I love their entrance together because I always loved her little hip shimmy, and she does that at the very beginning at the entrance, like just kind of like slides and grinds down him. So I'm like, ooh, girl.
Did I say? I said it would be great for her. And Nick, you just reminded me that trashy dance that she does on the road.
I love that dance.
She could even be like a go-go dancer, you know, like let's get it cracking. Yeah. Like Rosa, girl, go on. You know, like you can stay a day or two, but no more than 3, because girl, I'm ready for you to go. But ooh, sorry.
This is the best role for her, though. Like, at the end of the day, everybody doesn't really like to see her in the ring, but she is charismatic, and she is a great manager in a sense that she's very loud and obnoxious on the end, and I always loved when she would, like, scream Spanglish all the time, so I'm hoping with this character, if they give Adam Rose a little bit more time, I would love to honestly see him get a tag team partner, and then go after the belts with Rosa being the manager, but I just don't know who.
I don't know. I wouldn't put anybody in their stable just yet, because like this is something that finally works for Rosa. I don't want it to be like going a different route. You know, I want to see it go for a length for a bit. You know, to see how she does it. Because I'm actually gonna give her a chance. I don't if she comes out and starts slaying with this character, I'm gonna be like, hell yeah! Like I told you guys that first time. Remember, I said this is a role for her. That's what I'm saying. I want to see if she can do it. Because Rosa, if you can't be a party girl and do it right, because I know that's what you are, and you can't even do that on TV. Like, why are you there? Yeah. So, but I think
like she's doing great.
She's doing a good job. That's what I'm saying. Lately, she's from what I've been seeing, I like it. It's perfect for her.
Yeah, I agree with you, James. I think that if she does fail at this, she needs to buy a mattress and put the rest that dead ass career of hers. She really does. If she fails at this, you know, and I love how you gave her props, but at the same time you were throwing shit like a motherfucker. James.
I know.
I love that.
You can't fully commit to praising her.
I can. It's just being truthful and going to the point. I said exactly what was in my head, and I didn't sugarcoat it for nobody. That's just my honest opinion, that I think she's a party girl. And like, you know, she's clean and sober. I did mention that. I gave her light, but I'm saying it's still inside her. She's an alcoholic. She'll never stop being an alcoholic. She's just sober. It's a disease. And
absolutely.
Yeah, so like I'm just saying like that's what's in her. So portray it, you know?
So do you think I wonder if we could get into the psychology of Rosa here for a second. Do you think when she goes out there, do you think she portrays her old party habits?
You know what? I hope she does.
Because I feel like that's a good place to pull from of anything.
That's really a good place to put it. Yeah, and especially like to even help her through her sobriety. You know what I mean? Like put it all in this character, Rosa. Like that sultry Hispanic hot mess. That wasn't Rosa. It's not her. It's not her at all. The Puerto Rican mommy with Primo and them, the Cuban mommy, whatever, that's not her. Rosa is a fucking party girl. Just because she's Hispanic, WWE likes to stereotype her and put her in that role as the sultry Hispanic one. No, she's a ditzy girl. She just happens to be Latino. That's it. They like to put her in roles due to her looks, not her personality. And finally, she's in a role where she can fucking finally do something and stand out and shine. So let's go, Rosa.
There we go.
Oh, wow. See? Then she got her love. But, girl, if you fuck this up, there's the door. Bye. Because I just can't.
I think she'll prove people wrong in this one.
I hope so. Because they're about to Oksana her ass.
Oh, Oxy. Speaking of divas that should be impressing here soon, when do you think Eva Marie's going to be popping up?
I was just thinking about her. Pretty soon. I think she's going to pop up within probably the next month and a half.
Oh, that soon.
Yeah, because she's saying that she's trying to get a match for SummerSlam. I think they're trying to plant something because I know that she has a deal with Maxim coming up. I think she might be on the cover around the summertime. So I think Eva Marie is fixing for a title match.
See, I honestly don't really think she's...
match?
Yeah, deserving of a title match.
I don't think so
A title
either.
match.
I mean, yeah, you're training. Good for you. Thank God you are now. But, I mean, a title match at SummerSlam, one of the major 4 pay-per-views, I just don't think she's ready for that
That's
yet.
the
I
point.
mean, there's so many divas on the roster who
Think
have
about
been
it.
training for years and haven't even had that opportunity.
Think about
And SummerSlam's like 3 to 4 months away from now. So
Yeah.
But think about it, you guys. Look at all the other divas that's gotten shots like that due to their looks. You had Ashley Mazzaro got a WrestleMania match. You had
the Playboy girls, yeah.
Yeah, Christy Hemme. I think they're trying to do the new Maxim thing because at the end of the day, I see why Eva Marie is going to get that spot. She is one of the highest followed divas on social media. People follow this girl. People know this girl. She's a celebrity, the reality star. She has fans that are outside of WWE, so I can see them drawing that in for SummerSlam and have her on that spot, have her on the cover of Maxim. I see them capitalizing on all ends, and that's why she's training so freaking hard right now. So I feel like they wouldn't have her out training for nothing if they didn't train her all these years that she's been with them. So why are they gonna randomly pop her out now? And it's just the timing seems a bit obvious. For me.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I don't know if she's really ready for that yet.
I know she's not ready.
She has been proving a lot of people wrong with her training videos and whatnot. So
well,
I'll wait and see. But
you know what Gail says? Everyone wrestles great with a man.
Yeah. She's like,
I always go back to that.
I you know what? When Gail says that shit, that it kind of pisses me off.
Why?
It does. Because, okay, one of my favorite wrestlers, I love Jacqueline Moore. She wrestled with guys all the time.
But come on, Josh. Jacqueline is a tough bitch. She can put on great matches with women too.
That's what I'm saying. Just because you wrestle guys and girls, just because you wrestle guys doesn't necessarily mean you're less than or not as.
No, Josh, that's not what she
was kind of talking about. Is like when she sees tapes of women who are trying to get in the wrestling business wrestling men. Yeah. She says, "Well, no, I don't want to see it because men can base so much easier for women.
I want to see you with a woman." That's all she's saying.
Because that's what they're generally going to be working with. So.
I understand it, but I still don't like that comment. I don't know.
I'm gonna argue with you on that one because
go ahead.
I'm Gail on that one too.
I'm gonna take Gail's back because I see what she's saying, Josh. Because all right, you have girls like Eva Marie, prime example. She's my girl. I'm glad she's training, but let's keep it real. I kept it real with Rosa. You're with a guy in the ring. Like when I was talking to Nick about this on the last show, I was like, yeah, it was impressive that she did that little handspring thing off the rope into a DDT. But who on the Divas roster can base her and do that with her and can trust her enough being a rookie to jump off and come to their neck and drive their head into? Not many Divas are going to trust her to do that to them. I'm sorry, she's so new, she's green. But doing it with a man, he can base you and pick you up and guide her. Guide her body like that because he's strong enough. That was all Brian Kendrick in that ring doing all the moves.
Because if say she fucked up, he could still be able to hold her up and be able to kind of protect her in a sense.
Men are bigger than women.
Not be able to hold that girl up. No shade, but I mean, like Cameron or any of the smaller girls won't be able to think on their feet that quickly if that does buck up, and that can be really painful if they botch in any way that way.
And Eva Marie is not a small girl. She's not fat. She's just a good size chick. She's the perfect size to be in the ring kicking people's ass. But
she's got a great physique.
Yeah, great physique. But like girls like Cameron ain't gonna be able to pick you up. I'm sorry. Like you're a bit like it's like she's a good size. She's a good size. Cameron's small ass ain't gonna be able to pick you up. I'm sorry. And most women, it's not gonna flow as nice. That's Gail's comment when she brought that up. She's just saying, like, especially if you're gonna show me tapes on how you wrestle as a woman, and you're gonna show me tapes with you and a guy, like, show me your best work. Oh, I'll send her a match with me and Brian Kendrick. Ooh, yeah. She'll see that and then she'll want to work with me. Gail ain't having that because Brian Kendrick is picking you up, rolling you around, throwing you in the air, catching you and shit like that. That was Gail's comment, Joshua.
Okay, well, that's fine. I still don't agree with it.
I don't get it.
No, I don't agree with it because it's like, she's still working. It's still part of her work. Yeah, it doesn't show as far as what she's doing as much as physically. Yeah, the guy's doing most of the work. I agree with that. But at the same time, it's still part of the work. And you don't know where, if I was a female and I was trying to audition for some type of wrestling promotion, I don't know where I'm going to fucking end up at. I'm going to take advantage of my opportunities. I can end up in Lucha Underground wrestling dudes or something, then wrestling females next week. I think, for me personally, it's all about having that experience and having variety in your portfolio, I guess you could say, your wrestling portfolio. So I think it's great when a woman wrestles a guy. I think it's great when a woman wrestles a female, a large female, smaller female. Just have the variety. And I don't think just because you wrestle a guy, I'm showing you tapes of me wrestling a guy, oh, you're garbage. No, have your variety. Have a big portfolio because not every single woman is going to end up in the WWE. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that, especially when you mentioned Lucha Underground, because the women down there are killing it when they're wrestling with the men.
I know that. I know that. But I'm saying, like, if I was a trainer and I was like, if I'm scouting out wrestlers, I totally agree with Gail Kim. If I'm gonna get a woman, if you could do a damn good job with a girl, then I know you can work with a fucking man. I already know that. So why do you need to show me it? That's all I'm saying. Like, I think that's what Gail is saying. Like, I know you can work with a man. Like, Sexy Star and freaking Evilise, they've worked with women down in the indie scenes like crazy. They work with mad women. They kill it. They're awesome. Evilise is my favorite indie wrestler. And a wrestler. Even with the men. She's my favorite than Adam Cole. But I love Eva Melise. She's great. But all her matches with all these women, I know this bitch can work with a man. So why do I need to see it? I don't need to see it. So I agree with Gail. Like, Eva Marie, you're doing all these cute things with Brian Kendrick, but I don't need to see it because I'll never see it again. I'll never see you do these moves in the ring. I know that for a fact.
It's true, because if you're signed with WWE, you're not going to be wrestling with men, especially under the PG era,
so
right?
Why are you showing me it?
I mean, she will be I want to see her doing these little videos and these little tapes with another woman and seeing how she works off with that and if she can base well and whatnot. Because, I mean, yeah, it shows potential, but, I mean, like James said, anybody can really show that much potential if they have someone as great as Brian Kendrick teaching you. So,
speaking of the Diva wrestling and everything, and basing, it's the best baser in the freaking women's division at this point. Tamina came back this week. Oh my god!
Oh, Tamina!
I was so happy. I know a lot of people shaded her because her contacts was upside down one week, but that is my motherfucking girl. I love me some motherfucking Tamina, and now she's with Naomi, who's kind of her family member, because the Usos, the Samoans, they're all related. They're all family. So Tamina falls right in, and that's her homegirl. I'm gonna go by that's her sister-in-law. That's how I like to see them as. I'm like, that's her sister-in-law. I could just picture literally like when they came out together. Naomi's like, I'm gonna show you how real family looks like. I was like, yes, you better tell her, Naomi, because I could see Naomi in the kitchen cooking, calling to me out of phone like, girl, blah 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 blah. I could see that. So I love the duo, because me and Nikki were talking about this on the last show about how we would want Naomi. I always want Naomi involved with Tamina. That's my I always like the dynamics between the two of them. I've always seen something. I love them as opposed against each other, and I'm loving them fucking together, and I never thought of it like that.
I know, we were talking last week, and we never really put two and two together that they could be paired together. We were like, oh, I'd love to see a feud between those two down the line. Tamina could come back and dominate the division, take everyone out, but I really like how they brought up, and especially how they have mentioned that they are family in a sense, and that they have that family tie-in. So I like the duo, and I like how they're taking out the Bellas, and now that the Bellas have competition. Tamina's back, and she's sporting her new. She has like a knee brace now, kind of pulling a Victoria vibe, but that's not stopping the girl because she's still super kicking all these girls' heads off. I don't know if you guys seen SmackDown yet. Naomi versus Emma.
I don't want to hear no spoilers.
Oh, all right, no spoilers then.
Please. Thank you. That's one thing I'm trying to stop in my life with these spoilers. I'm like, why am I rushing life? But oh my god, what was I gonna say? Oh my god, it's on the tip of my tongue. Oh, the beatdown. I'm loving the freaking Naomi beatdowns. Like when Brie Bella was getting interviewed, and then she just came and mushed the bitch right out of the camera.
Yeah.
I got my life. And then how they were walking Nikki's asses in the camera, and then BAM! Brie gets taken out. I'm loving it. I love the beatdowns. Keep it going, WWE. Like, that's how you give us a 30-second Diva spot if you guys don't have room for the fucking Divas. Throw in a beatdown. Don't even give us a fucking match. Why? For what? It doesn't make no damn sense. Like, that spot was perfect. It made sense. Nobody complained. That was the shortest time record that the Divas been out since the last time. But
since the last time we all bitched about it.
But they did it right. They did it right. So I'm just loving it, and I'm glad that my girl is back, Tamina. I am here for it. Anybody hates on Tamina, you can kiss my ass. That's my girl. And I'm glad that she's doing something. Tamina, one thing about her, every time she comes back, they got something ready for Tamina. All the fucking time. That's what's up. True. That's what's up. Tamina is never just drifting. She's like poor Alicia Fox. But Alicia's always drifting. She's on and off. It's like, come on, give the girl a shot. This girl can do it. But with Tamina, her shot is always there. They always have something ready for Tamina. All the time. I don't know what it is, but I see
honestly,
it, though.
I think it's her look. She has such a unique look to her, especially in the Divas division, that she's that great kind of bodyguard type of character as well. So she's always really terrifying, lurking on the outside. Yeah. So,
or it could be because she's a snooker.
That too. You never know.
You know, she ain't doing this.
But people hate when people throw that around. Oh, they really got that opportunity because of their last name.
I don't know. I'm just gonna keep it real, you know. But I don't care. That's my girl. I want to see her doing something. You know what I mean? Because I like her. I'm a fan. I think she's talented as hell. I think she could put on a match. I'm here for her. I like Tamina.
I think she should get the Divas title sometime.
I would love that. I would love Tamina to have a title run. I would. And I hope she does. I hope she don't go at least one time. I hope. I like her. And I love her with that. Especially now, you have the power in Naomi's quickness. Like, I was thinking in my head the other day, I was like, you know how Naomi does that roundhouse kick from the outside of the ring? Picture her doing that to Nikki Bella, and then she turns around and then gets super kicked. Like, oh my God, that would be a way to end the fucking match.
What a good finish.
Yeah, I was like, these two, I was like, oh my God. Yo, when they have that fucking tag match, they're going to fucking slay. I have a feeling it's going to be a good one because Tamina is hungry for it. I know she's been watching my girl Charlotte, and that's another one I want to see her wrestle. I want to see Tamina and Charlotte. But now I'm rambling. What else is there? What else do we got to get into?
Cameron, last week on SmackDown, her backstage little thing. Did you see that, Jane?
I loved it. I loved it. It was the best shit. That's a role that they need to keep Cameron. Just backstage.
Yeah, exactly.
Talking shit.
I really love how they've been promoting Cameron, especially backstage on SmackDown, and being like snarky and like talking about girls behind their back. And yeah, like you said, that's the perfect role for her to fit. So I mean, she's killing it lately.
Oh no, and she looks cute. I love her hair and I love her new attire.
Yeah, she doesn't look ratchet, which is at first though.
I want her to stay far away from Ratchet because that's Sasha's thing. I don't want nobody to take it. I'm very protective. When people call Cameron's Ratchet, I'm like, you better stop. I don't want it to go over and everybody start calling Cameron. That's Sasha's because she's a heel. I want people to call her Ratchet. Or be polarized and like the no, she's not. And yes, she is. No, she's not.
I know. More fans are screaming, no, she's not now.
I know, because everybody's fucking. I gotta go back to that stamp. I can't.
She went boop. That signature, yeah.
And the cockiness. Oh my god. Oh.
I want to send you that picture of her with that fan holding up the stamp because it's hilarious.
I want it. Send it to me. And I love that now she's stamping fans. Like, so arrogant.
Because this fan was just giving her grief, saying he wanted an actual handwritten one, and she was like, no.
He must really no. But and then she took the picture with him to prove a point, and she's like, he's my fan. He loves her, but she was just like trying to stay in character. So I feel like she kind of like met him in the middle. You know what I mean? By taking a picture with him. What? That's better. You got the stamp, and I would be happy with the motherfucking stamp. Let me tell you.
So I should be like, boop.
I would die. I get a tattoo. That's how much I love it. Like, when she pulled that shit out, I said, no, she did it. I was like, how arrogant. How cocky. Like, I thought, like, when Maurice cut a promo once, she was like, if I wasn't Maurice, I would want to be. I love that when she said that. And that's another thing that was always memorable for me. And I was like, what a cocky bitch. I love it. That's what I was thinking. And now Sasha came with the stamp. I was like, over it. Over it.
I even loved her mannerisms out there as well. When Becky was talking, you could just see Sasha's blood boiling. Like, the whole time, I was just like, oh my god, she's gonna snap.
I loved it. I thought that Becky was gonna powerbomb her through that table at one point when Sasha was standing over her head for that long.
She was gonna give her a leg sweep or something. But
I thought it was gonna be something, but Sasha had her ass. It was just like, oh my god. I love that bitch. Sasha is one of my favorite diva heels. She's her and Charlotte. Those are my girls. I love her, Charlotte. They're like the dynasty. It's Charlotte, Sasha, and Lana. Those three. They're the ones that are doing it right now. They're gonna have bright futures. Those three.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh my god. I think this is it. Now we're back to Sasha's stamp. Sasha's stamp approval. This show's done. Stamp.
Yeah, good way to go out.
It is. That was the highlight of the night. It's either between who's gonna be on the cover. It's either between Sasha or Lana. I think we're gonna do Lana. Lana's never been.
Yeah, I don't think Lana's been on the cover yet.
Yeah,
so.
I'm gonna do Lana.
Maybe you could put a little photo of Sasha with the stamp at the bottom.
I would love to have the imprint of what she's stamping.
I know, right?
What does it say? Does it say the boss? Like, what's on the stamp?
I think it just says the boss, yeah.
I fucking love her. I love her. Whoever, if she came up with this idea, or if somebody else came up with it, whoever came up with it needs a fucking smack on the ass. Like, it was so perfect. So freaking perfect. I love it. I couldn't think of any other thing, any way this girl can get any more over. You know what I mean? Like, and then she comes out with this. I'm like blown away. I was just like, what? Like, talk about developing your motherfucking character. And I love that Paige noticed, because Paige always says that Sasha's the one that's ready. She's the one that needs to be up on the main roster. So that's why Paige is a motherfucking judge for Tough Enough, because that bitch got an eye, and she knows what's up.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, let's give out our information, you guys. You guys can follow me at Jimmy James JAY. Josh, where can they catch you at?
You can follow me on Twitter at Josh Tech Soldier.
Nikki?
You can follow me on Twitter at Nick Aiken WWE, and you can follow me on Instagram at Prince PipeBomb. And by the way, Josh, thanks for finally following me on Twitter.
Yeah, I didn't realize I wasn't. I thought I was
like
before.
2 years.
Josh, girl, bye.
Are you serious?
Nick, you need a stamp sex.
Oh my god! I thought I did follow. I know. Well, I followed you, and I was like, I swear to God, I was following Nick. How come I'm not following him? Well, let me just hit follow anyway. And
that is so odd.
It is because I thought I was following him. Like, for real, but
I'm like, Jesus Christ. Is he the old? Do you like follow everybody else? I hope.
Yeah, I do.
Maybe you accidentally unfollowed Nick, because sometimes that happens.
That's true.
I think it wasn't intentional. I don't remember.
Yeah,
you pissed you off. I'm sorry.
Maybe I was cleaning out the people I was following. Maybe I hit his name. I don't know.
Yeah, you might have. Because sometimes when I go on people's Twitter and like I look through and then I'm like, I could have sworn I was following them. Sometimes I accidentally click the unfollow button.
Yeah, me too.
It could have been that.
Yeah.
So you don't know, because that is just so weird.
Yeah.
I've seen you guys talk on Twitter a couple of times. We've all been mentioning the same shit. That's weird. But yeah, anyways, that's a funny thing.
I thought it was so funny.
Well, good show, guys.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, have a good day.
Toodles.
Bye.
Bye.